Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Logical, bringing you the first FPS Weekly of 2016. Today is January 9th, and we've got a very nice smattering of stories to cover for today. First up, we're going to be talking about the Oculus Rift. Has finally had its consumer edition. The price has finally been revealed to be $600, and the article that I'm referencing specifically with this is that one of the engineers behind the Oculus Rift has stated that it is quote-unquote insanely cheap for high-end VR. Now, this is somewhat of an ambiguous statement to make, considering that high-end VR, the Oculus is the only one that has a confirmed release date right now besides the PlayStation VR, which has lower specs and doesn't have a price point actually confirmed yet. So there's that kind of problem going on. However, the Oculus Rift does have some advanced technology in it, so that might be used to justify the price, which is $600. From my own personal perspective, here's what I'm thinking about it. People have been saying that, like, oh no, that's not insanely cheap or whatever, that's super expensive because you already have to have a powerful rig to run an Oculus Rift, and it causes other things, and like, who has that kind of money to spend on a peripheral like this, and yada yada yada. And I think to a degree people are somewhat correct with this. The main thing I get with the Oculus Rift is that this is kind of a new foray into brand new technology. I mean, yes, VR has been a concept for about two decades. However, it hasn't really been integrated and implemented in this kind of advanced, like, you're really getting immersed into something. And the Oculus Rift being the first kind of thing that actually does this, I can understand the price point because of the technology that's being used inside of it being as expensive as it is. And it also has it also includes an Xbox One controller, so there is that goes along with that. Do I think it's overpriced? No, I don't. I think this is early adopter pricing, and I think that give it a couple years, give it like maybe 2.5 years, and the Oculus Rift will drop down in price to be, I don't know, probably like $250, $300, something a bit more reasonable, a bit more respectable, as the R&D costs are recuperated over time and whatnot, and the methods of development are refined, and the components of the technology become cheaper to integrate and whatnot. So anyway, moving on from that, we have a little bit of Valve news. Gmod has apparently just broken the 10 million copies sold barrier, which that's good for you, Gmod. That's pretty awesome. I did not realize that it actually came out as a mod for Half-Life 2. I knew it was a mod for Half-Life 2. I didn't realize it came out all the way back in 2004. That was 12 years ago when Gmod first came out, and people are still playing it today. I mean, it was released as a standalone game in 2005, but people are still playing it today, and that kind of says something about the longevity of it. Of course, with my internal discussions here at Digital Dynasty, I don't really feel like that Gmod has that much life left in it, which leads interesting thoughts into what Gmod 2 is going to be like. Now that's something I could get behind. I'm looking forward to the Gmod 2 when that actually becomes a reality. Lots of prettier graphics and such. Moving on from the old style of Half-Life 2. Okay, so to move forward from that, this is less a news story and more just something that's really, really awesome and makes me want to get Fallout 4. Is this guy made a Thomas the Tank Engine mod for Fallout 4 where it turned Deathclaws, missiles, and a bunch of other stuff into Thomas the Tank Engine. So it's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's just crazy how insane it is. Go ahead and check out the article down in the description. There's a video inside the article that demonstrates it, and it's balls to the wall. It's insane. It's like, wow, this is absolutely hysterical, ridiculous, and kind of just shows the advantages of mods and why they're cool. Although with Fallout 4, it's not exclusive to just PC users, so PS4 and Xbox One get access to them as well. So you can't really hold that over people. PC Master Race, sorry, hate to dismantle your high horse. Anyway, next up, FarCry Primal has just gotten some gameplay footage. Not like a gameplay trailer or anything. Basically, Ubisoft did a 2-hour stream, and they showed off some gameplay of their early pre-alpha phases right now. And it's whatever. I have FarCry 4, and I played that, and I thought that was okay. I thought it was a good game. But with FarCry Primal, it's like, okay, it takes place in prehistoric ancient times. Like, okay, what? I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, if you're really a fan of Far Cry, maybe you'll enjoy it, but to me it's just like, okay, that's kind of whatever. I don't really care too much about it, but sure, someone cares about it, and someone who doesn't think it's like a reskinned Far Cry 4, which is something I was reading a lot in the comments of this particular article. So, I mean, there's that. I don't know. Lastly, this is kind of the penultimate story of this FPS Weekly. The ultimate story was the Oculus Rift discussion, but this is about how an Australian esports organization known as 24/7 Esports has just cut ties with a team that was charged with match fixing in CS:GO. Now, I don't really understand the technical background behind match fixing. I don't really understand how it works, but basically it's cheating, and is meant to give an unfair advantage to the people competing. And I find this interesting, not really from the technical perspective of a team in CS:GO, a professional team cheating or whatever, but more like how this lends a huge ton of credibility to esports actually being considered sports, because you know that something is credible and actually matters when it's being plagued with issues of scandal and cheating and all that, just like quote unquote real sports are. I find that to be somewhat amusing, and I don't know, just kind of funny. So, yep, that's pretty much all of the news stories I want to talk about for you guys this week. As usual, all of the stories are in the description. They're always in the description. I don't know why I bother keep saying this. Probably for the benefit of new FPS Weekly viewers who are not aware that all the articles are in fact in the description. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed your new year and your Christmas and everything else that's going on, and hope you and me and everyone else have a great 2016 as it all rolls forward. This is Logical, and I will see you guys next week.